about Hanumanji and his identity. He has so many identities. And also I had this sort of a perennial question. We can reduce the volume, there's some kind of a shrill echo. Okay. So, a little bit on the identity of Lord Shiva as well. So I'm not sure if you all know, but I didn't know very strongly that Hanumanji is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. How many of you knew that? So he is known as Pavanaputra Hanuman. So he is the son of Vayudev or Pavanaputra. He is also Anjana or Anjanaputra and Kesari Nandan. Anjani and Kesari were husband and wife and husband. So, you know, they were from the Vanar species, and Hanumanji was their son. So he is known as that. But he is also known as the incarnation of Lord Shiva. And in the Shiva Purana, there are 100 incarnations of Lord Shiva that are described. It is known as Shata Rudra Samhita. 100 incarnations. Shata means 100 incarnations of Lord Shiva, out of which he is the 11th incarnation out of 100. Why the 11th incarnation? It's a very nice kind of understanding, because you might know that when Ravana was trying to please Lord Shiva, he was cutting off each of his heads and offering to Lord Shiva. So each head was offered to one of the Rudras. So those first 10 Rudras became, you know, obliged to Ravana. So they could not have assisted Lord Ram in defeating Ravana because they were obliged. So therefore the 11th Rudra was not obliged. He had no obligation. So he could easily take the side of Lord Ram and fully assist him in defeating Ravana. Anyway, there is this beautiful chaupai in the Hanuman Chalisa, very, very famous. Probably the most famous composition of Goswami Tulsi Das ji, more famous than the Tulsi Ramayana. Hanuman Chalisa, at least I come from Uttar Pradesh in India. Hanuman Chalisa is like, I used to remember it when I was a child, but now I have forgotten. So there is this 6th chaupai, Shankara Swayam Kesari Nandana, Tej Pratap Maha Jagavandana. So Shankara Swayam Kesari Nandan. So Kesari Nandan means the son of Kesari. Nandan is the son. Who is the son of Kesari? Hanumanji. Shankara Swayam. So he is none other than Lord Shiva. And Tej Pratap Mahajagavandana. That Mahajagavandana, the whole Jag, the whole world or the whole universe sings of his majestic glories, of his Teja and Pratap, of his valor and power and strength. So that is from the Sri Hanuman Chalisa by Tulsi Das ji. So there are more proofs I found in the Shiva Purana. I was kind of a little bit trying to always, I was a little obsessed with the fact that, you know, what does the Shiva Purana say about Lord Vishnu? We definitely find so many proofs in Bhagavad Purana about the position of Lord Shiva. And we always quote that, isn't it? But always this doubt was there in my mind. What does the Shiva Purana say about the position of Lord Vishnu? Somehow I was kind of trying to find that. I found some really nice verses in the Shiva Purana by the mercy of senior devotees. So maybe we can recite, so you can see this here. It is from Shiva Purana, Shata Rudra Samhita, 20th chapter, 7th verse. So I think for sake of time, You want to recite this or should I just, I don't know. Okay. Tatascha samaye tasmad Hanumaniti nama bhak Shambhu yagye kapitanur Mahabala parakramaha. So, this is a continuation, and here you can see, after some time, so the yagya of Mother Anjani and Kesari ji was being described. After some time, tatascha samaye paschat, after some time, Hanuman iti namabhag. Their son was born, whose name was Hanuman. Shambhu yagye kapitanur. So Lord, that was who was none other than Lord Shiva, who was born out of that yagya as in the monkey species, kapit, as a kapi, in that, who was Mahabala Parakramaha. He was very strong and very courageous and brave and so on and so forth. So right here we see that Hanumanji is a incarnation of Lord Shiva. This is from Shiva Purana. And the whole world knows that Hanumanji is the topmost devotee of Lord Ram. So there is absolutely no doubt here from Shiva Purana about the position of Hanumanji and Lord Shiva. There is also more details. Why did Lord Ram, this is one of the questions, worship Lord Shiva at Rameshwaram? A very, very, question, okay, if, why? And there are multiple reasons given by our acharyas. There is not one reason. And those reasons, even if they are multiple reasons, they are all correct. One of the reasons is that after Hanumanji did such great, great seva of Lord Ram by finding Mother Sita, Lord Ram really wanted to show his gratitude to Hanumanji. But Hanumanji would not accept any gratitude or any worship from Lord Ram. So in this way, by worshipping Lord Shiva, Hanumanji is none other than Lord Shiva, Lord Ram showed his gratitude to Hanumanji. So that is one more reason why Lord Ram worshipped Lord Shiva. Bhagavad Gita says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajami aham. So one who surrenders to me, I do his bhajan, bhajami aham. So it's more strong than saying I reciprocate. Bhajami aham is for the Sanskrit is much more stronger than how we understand it, that, if we surrender to the Lord reciprocates accordingly. Of course, Hanumanji surrendered himself fully to the Lord, and the Lord did full bhajan of Hanumanji. Couple of other proofs from the Shiva Purana. Sthapayamas bhuloke Rama bhaktim kapishwaraha Swayam bhaktavaro bhutva Sita Rama sukha pradaha. So this is also from the same chapter of Shiva Purana, so which says that what did Hanumanji do? Sthapayamas bhuloke. He sthapit, he established on the entire earthly planet, Bhuloka. What did he establish? Rama Bhakti. So Rama Bhaktim Kapishwaraha. Who did this? Kapishwaraha, the topmost of the monkey species, the leader or the topmost monkey. And being himself, Swayam Bhaktavaro Bhutva, being himself the leader of the devotees, Sita Rama Sukha Pradha. What did he do? He arranged for all the things that gives pleasure to Sri Sita and Ram. So he served Sita and Ram with all his capability, all his heart. Last verse. Hanuman sa Mahaviro Rama karya karas sada Rama duta bhidho loke Daityagno bhaktavatsalaha. So Hanuman's a Mahaviro, he's a Mahavir, he's so strong and all. But always he is engaged in Rama Karya Karasada. Always he is engaged in working for the Lord. So, doing the Lord's work. That is the topmost devotee. That is Swarupa Siddha Bhakti. Whatever the Lord wants, whatever the Lord gets pleasure in, he does that. So, always working for the pleasure of the Lord. Rama Duta Bhidho Loke, and he was the topmost messenger, Rama Duta Bhidho Loke. Not just to Lanka when he took the message, which is the topic of today, Sundarkand. He took the message of Lord Ram to two personalities. Which two personalities? To Ravana and to Sita. To Mother Sita, first of all, to find her and to give her the message, and to Ravana, that hey, you know, if this is your last and final offer. So, and of course to many others, to Vibhishana and to so many others. Even, what was her name? Lankini. She saw first that, you know, nobody could slap her and she would fall down. She was told by Brahmaji that if a monkey slaps you and you fall down, that means the end of Lanka has come. So, first she tried to stop Hanumanji, but then he slapped her and she fell down. So that was a message. She then surrendered to Hanumanji. She said, you know, now I recognize you because Brahmaji had told me that. So he conveyed sort of in an implicit way the message to so many people. And he is Daityagno. So he is Ramadut in the entire, for not just for Lanka, but for the entire world. He is the Ramadut. He propagates the message of Lord Ram through the entire universe. And he is the terror for the Daityas, for the demons, and Bhaktavatsala. He is the supreme benefactor and the supporter and the most affectionate person for the devotees, Bhaktavatsala. So the most important thing, I wanted to now change gears and take the topic to this topmost messenger topic. Messenger. So, who are our topmost messengers of the, yes, so who are the messengers of the Lord who have come here to give us the message? So they are our acharyas, our gurujanas, the saints, the devotees who bring the message of the Lord to all of us. That is what was said here, not just to Lanka. Rama Duta Bhidho Loke, not Loka, Loke, to many, many lokas. It's a plural word. So, to our so many topmost, dearmost acharyas, and foremost among them being our dearmost Srila Prabhupada. He had no business to come to America or anywhere. He was very happy where he was. But only to share the message of the Lord, he came so far. And we are here together sitting under this roof because he came and established this wonderful society. And we can sit down, listen to Krishna Katha, Ram Katha, Chaitanya Katha, so many nice instructions. I wanted to take the direction of now, so the topic of the class was Sundarkand Mahima. So now we will get into Sundarkand Mahima. So all these wonderful things happen in Sundarkand, and we will see it through the eyes of Hanumanji being our, and we will draw some similarities with acharyas. how acharyas, their mood and their activities, how they resemble the activities and mood of Hanumanji. So, when Hanumanji was, so I'll start, this is where Sundarkand starts. And last Sunday, Jai Sachidanand Prabhu started off, and I got this idea to give this topic today, to kind of follow up from where he left off, so to say. Hanumanji, when the decision was made that, we should go in all directions, but nobody could go to Lanka, not just because it was separated by the sea. It had, some special protection where nobody could cross the sea, and there were those obstacles which Prabhuji described, Surasa and the other demons who were like, they were like, it's like, think of it like a big moat around a castle with crocodiles and alligators and, which you might have seen in some Lord of the Rings type or some old movies, big moat. So the ocean was a big moat around Lanka, and nobody really had done this before, to cross the ocean and go there, just like Srila Prabhupada did. And no one was ready, and even Hanumanji was not ready. I mean, not ready as in like, was not qualified, or nobody believed, everybody agreed, none of us can do it. But only on the strength of his faith and his shelter of Lord Ram, he immediately agreed that yes, I will do it. Whether I jump, I will make the leap. Whether I reach there or not, whether I fall in the middle and die, no problem. All that is inconsequential. If it is for the Lord, it will be done. I will make a sincere attempt. But not only that, it's not like, sometimes, devotees, close their eyes on a red light, when they have to cross a road and say, Hare Krishna, and they start crossing. Lord will protect. We are doing Harinam Sankirtan. So what if it's a red light? We'll cross. That's not the right way. You have to be intelligent and expert. You have to use your intelligence. If it's a red light, don't cross, The Lord will not protect foolishness. So you have to be intelligent and expert. And we see last week, Prabhuji was explaining how intelligently Hanumanji, navigated through all the problems. He just didn't was not swayed away by emotion. He kept his presence of mind, he kept his intelligence front and center, and just like Prabhupada, he was used all the ways, he never let go of his intelligence, always used his intelligence. Of course, there is dependence on the Lord, but the Lord has given us the intelligence. Buddhim buddhimatam asmi. So, Buddhi is also given by Krishna, but then we are supposed to, use that intelligence. We are not supposed to forget that, that is one of the things that has been given by the Lord. So we must all use our intelligence. It's not like we have to close our minds and intelligence and then worship or do activities of bhakti. So Hanumanji very expertly navigated through all the troubles and was able to reach Lanka. And another point, what did he see on reaching Lanka? When he reached Lanka, what did he see? What was the first vision he saw? Anybody? So I'm going by a combination of Ramcharitmanas. I have the Ramcharitmanas here, and I read Valmiki Ramayana also long back, so I'm kind of mixing both of those versions. But both of them say that the first thing he saw was a lot of opulence, gold and glitter and beautiful palaces, even more beautiful than anywhere else in Ayodhya or so and so. Of course, Hanumanji had not seen Ayodhya, but very beautiful. So the point is that Hanumanji was not at all attracted by any of that. He was single-minded. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. His mind was one-pointed on his purpose to find Mother Sita. So all this, even Srila Prabhupada, America was like so much more fun, That's what we come here for. But he also came from India, and we come here for something else, and he came here for something entirely different. And he also had all the opportunity, to, enjoy, but he did not. So just like that, Hanumanji was not at all attracted by all the glitter and gold of Lanka. In fact, he despised it. And his mind was fully focused on one and only purpose: to find the topmost devotee of the Lord. To find those devotees and to convey the message of the Lord to the devotee. Just like our acharyas, they are always looking out for those who are favorable to receive the message of the Lord, and then they give the message of the Lord. They don't get swayed or distracted by all the other nonsense around it. And he saw a lot of nonsense. It is described right here in Ramcharitmanas, how he saw all demons, and they were, eating flesh and, doing all, activities. All the things are described here. Even they were eating human flesh and this and that. And humans were like tiny, puny species for the demons. That's why Ravan said, other than monkeys and humans, nobody else should be able to kill me. That's what the boon he got from Brahmaji. Because he thought humans and monkeys are like, that I can deal with easily. So they were regularly eating humans. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I don't know where they got the humans from, but whatever. So anyway, so that's all that he saw, but he was not swayed, first of all, and he didn't bother. He was like, why do I care? So it's not like he was out there to clean up the mess. But our acharyas, our saints, their business is to find the devotees in the gutters. However, maybe the lowliest of places, the most useless, the most, what should I say? The most abominable, very fallen places, and very strong correlation to Srila Prabhupada as well. He lived in the Boweries of New York. He was not swayed by, he's drinking and he's, doing this or cigarettes. In fact, he lived with somebody who was, smoking or this or that, but he was focused on his purpose. He was not out there to clean up the sewers. His purpose was to find those favorable people to whom he can give the message. And who was the first favorable person he found there? Vibhishanji. So he heard the name Rama coming from that house. And so that is the introduction. The introduction of a devotee is that they always have the name of the Lord on their tongue. So, and then he also chanted the name of Ram. And that was the introduction. Not like, hi, I'm so-and-so, you are so-and-so, and this and that. So one always introduces himself by putting the name of the Lord on his tongue. That is the introduction of a devotee. That's the best introduction of a devotee. So they became very, very good friends. And I'll fast forward. By the help of Vibhishanji, he was looking for Mother Sita everywhere. He went to the palace of Lanka, of Ravan. He saw Ravan also. He saw all his various wives, and obviously he knew that they are not Mother Sita. And then Vibhishanji gave him the clue that Mother Sita will be found in Ashok Vatika. So one devotee leads to the other. You find one devotee finds the other, and like this, the devotee community grows. Just like we saw Hanumanji, right? He met Lord Ram, and then whom did he bring to Lord Ram? Sugriva. So one devotee always connects the Lord to another devotee. That's the job of a devotee, to help connect more and more favorable people to the acharyas, to the saints, who will connect them to the Lord. So we see so many similarities or so many correlations between the mood and mission of Hanumanji to the mood and mission and activities of our acharyas, and so much more prominent in the case of Srila Prabhupada. And Sundarkand, because it was alien territory, like Lanka was an alien, completely alien territory for Hanumanji, just like America and the West was a completely alien territory for Srila Prabhupada. So finally, Hanumanji sees Mother Sita and immediately recognizes her because of her, first of all, such, beauty in terms of not the physical beauty, but the spiritual glow. Immediately by seeing Mother Sita, he knew this is Mother Sita. But she was even though she was in such a bad state, the spiritual glow never goes away. So she was not in the most best dressed with jewelry, and all those things were not there. She was in the most disheveled and distressed and problematic scenario. So he found Mother Sita, and then he didn't directly approach her. He became very small and hid himself on the branch of a tree and started just observing. And it is written in the Ramcharitmanas directly that he started developing strategies of how to approach Mother Sita. So that is what our acharyas do. They use their intelligence. They see, yes, there are favorable people, but how to best approach them. They develop strategies, they develop ways and means to approach them, to talk to them in their language, to approach them in the right way. He even saw Ravana coming there and threatening. First he was trying to lure Mother Sita. He heard all those conversations between Ravana and Mother Sita. First he said, become my wife, I'll make you my patarani or my topmost wife, and this and that and all that. And she wasn't swayed. And then he threatened her, I will kill you, or this or that, and So all that happened, but Mother Sita was not swayed even one bit by all that. So when Ravan was gone and then Mother Sita was alone, then what did he do? Did he jump and come in front of her? He dropped a ring. He did something before dropping the ring. He chanted the name of Lord Ram. And the name, Nam and Guna, it is mentioned in Ramcharitmanas. Both, he began the chanting of Nam Guna. So, and then Mother Sita immediately, on hearing the name and Guna of Lord Ram, was immediately attracted. So Mother Sita, that is the power of the name. It's not material. Even Ravan could have chanted the name of Lord Ram. Maybe, I don't know, this is not mentioned. I'm speculating, so please delete this part from your, don't take this away. But I'm just saying that chanting, that too from the mouth of a pure devotee, is completely spiritual. That is the point I'm trying to make. So when one hears the chanting of the name, Nama Guna Charitadi, Sukirtanano, so when one chants these things, one when hears the chanting from the mouth of a pure devotee, it doesn't go through the ears to the brain or to the mind. It goes directly to the soul. And that is what happened. Mother Sita immediately got attracted to this chanting and started looking here and there. So first thing that one should do to touch the devotee's heart is the name of the Lord. And then the spiritual master presents himself in his form. And then Mother Sita still was little doubtful. Maybe this is Ravan who is posing as somebody favorable, something like that. So it is also the duty of the devotee to verify the, authenticity of the Guru. There is blind faith is never recommended. Shraddha is supposed to be there, but Shraddha is supposed to be developed. It is not something that one just gives on the first instance. And then Hanumanji gives her the ring. And that ring was from the spiritual world. And that gave the proof to Mother Sita that he is genuinely a messenger of her dear Lord, Shri Ram. So there's a beautiful conversation between Mother Sita and Hanumanji in both the versions, Ramcharitmanas and Valmiki Ramayana. And one of the most striking parts of this conversation was the conveying of the fact by Hanumanji. Obviously, he could see face to face how distressed Mother Sita is. But the message that he brought is how distressed Shri Ram is without her. It's not like we, the lost souls, or so to say, devotees, practicing devotees, trying. Yes, we love the Lord, yes. But is he even listening? He's so far away. Has he forgotten us? Are we all alone? Does he care? So our acharyas bring the message to us and convey to us so strongly that he cares so much for us. He is more desperate to have us with him than we are to have him. So that was the message that was conveyed by Hanumanji to Mother Sita, that the Lord himself is equally or more desperate without you. He's more sad, he's missing you so much more. And very soon he will come and take you back. So that he gave that dhairya, that faith he built in her, to not lose faith. So that is another thing that our acharyas do. They build the faith in us that yes, the Lord is equally eager to have us. It's not like he doesn't care. It's not a, one-sided love. It's definitely two-sided. In many cases, actually, it is one-sided. One-sided from the other side. We don't love him. He loves us always. So, but that was not the case with Mother Sita. So, he gives us the confidence that we should keep our nishchaya and dhairya. And very soon we will be united with the Lord. And then he said that we will all come, we will assist Lord Ram. Then she asked a question. You are just a monkey. She was aware these monkeys are not very, even, staying with Ravana or in his company of demons and seeing them eat humans and monkeys or whatever. This is not in the Ramayana either, but the conversation is that she asked, you monkeys are so feeble, so small, how will Lord Ram with your assistance fight these mighty demons? Are you following? So she was doubtful of the power of Hanumanji. Then Hanumanji became big and showed his big form and showed, no, don't think we are ordinary monkeys. So just like that, we should never think that our acharyas are ordinary people. That is one of the offense, to think that our acharyas are ordinary material people. So they absolutely have the capability to carry us back, to bring the Lord's message. They are genuinely Lord's messengers. So we should never consider them to be ordinary people. They are, what is that? Sixth verse. How does it start? Of NOI? Do you remember that? Gangam Bhasam. Gangam Bhasam. Fena Pankair. Niradharmai. Very nice. Very nice. Wonderful. So the spiritual masters, even the waters of the Ganga, it may appear to be dirty many times, but it is Brahma Drava. It is like a spiritual liquid. Even though materially it may seem small or contaminated, it is never contaminated like the water of the Ganga. So even though the spiritual masters maybe appear like a human being, they also get fever. Sometimes they get headache. Sometimes they will say, I'm tired, cancel the class. Happens, right? Sometimes, they get COVID and pass away. Sometimes they have cancer and pass away. But that does not mean they are not genuine messengers of the Lord. So he showed his strength to Mother Sita, and Mother Sita was fully convinced on seeing the strength of Hanumanji, yes. So her utsaha was built, her enthusiasm or her faith and confidence was built that I can endure more. This trouble, this word, I can endure because I have the support now of Hanumanji and all the other monkeys, so to say, all are the Lord. So with their company, with their support, we can endure the problems of this material world. So then the sort of the fun pastimes begin. So then after, getting the message, conveying the message, Hanumanji felt hungry. So he said, you want to eat something? So Mother Sita innocently said, there are some fruits and all here. You can have some fruits. She was also eating some fruits and roots. So she said, you also can eat some fruits and roots. And Hanumanji needed that permission. Just that much permission he needed. And then he started eating and eating very violently and started ruining his Ravan's Ashok Vatika. So then Ravan sends his younger son Akshay Kumar. So he, meets his end at the hand of Hanumanji. Finally, all this commotion and everything happens, and Ravan is very perplexed. Who is that? So he sends Meghnad, Indrajit, his topmost, like the most, he had to pretty much pull the nuclear trigger just for, one person. Imagine what, he would have to do for the whole army and the Lord himself. And Meghnad comes and first tries to capture Hanumanji, and finally he too has to pull the final nuclear trigger, which is the Brahmastra. And Hanumanji had full protection of the Lord, but to respect the Brahmastra, this is directly mentioned also, that simply to respect the Brahmastra, he got captured. And then he was taken to Ravana, and there, this is another beautiful part, very nice conversation occurs between Ravana and Hanumanji. How fearlessly he delivers the message, very fearlessly. So the devotees, the acharyas of the Lord are not afraid. Even like when Srila Prabhupada who used to talk to George Harrison, who was like, I mean, I'm not implying George Harrison is Ravana, but he was a very, very sweet devotee. But I'm saying one is not afraid seeing a big person. He also met so many governors and he wrote letters to Lal Bahadur Shastri and Indira Gandhi, and he was unafraid. He was like, and he was not like doing buttering up or some kind of flattery or this or that. He was like, please help me in the Lord's mission. So very unafraid and speak boldly regardless of who the person is in front. Of course, using your intelligence, but speaking the Lord's message is done with full one-pointed attention that the message of the Lord needs to be conveyed. Not afraid by the position, status, stature of the other party. And definitely not if that person is unfavorable. So Ravan, obviously he was unfavorable, and he conveyed the message very, very, very strongly. And after hearing the message, the nice conversation occurs, and Ravan blasts back at Hanumanji, and all that happens. And finally Ravan says, kill him, I'm going to kill you. Of course, he wouldn't have been able to, but at that time Vibhishan interrupts and says, that's not the right etiquette to kill a messenger. So let us give him some small punishment, but let us leave him so that he can take back our message to Shri Ram. He wanted the message. Now Vibhishan was not fully aware of the capability of Hanumanji as much. So his hidden agenda was that if he gets killed, then Lord Ram will not get the message. So he wanted that message to be passed back. So that was his hidden agenda as well. So he interrupted. Due to some reason, Ravan, some sense prevailed. He didn't attempt to kill. Obviously, he would not have been successful, but he didn't attempt. And then he says that, what did he say? Let us light fire to his tail. So they got lot of cloth and oil, and it is said here in the Ramcharitmanas that Hanumanji started extending his tail. The whole Lanka Nagari, all the cloth, all the oil was used up. And he kept extending it. So finally, when everything was exhausted, they could find no more cloth, no more oil to tie on his tail. Then they lit fire on his tail. And Hanumanji immediately became very small. So he got released from his ropes and ran away. And then he thought, let me show what one soldier of Lord Sri Ram can do. So he lit fire went from house to house and palace to palace and burnt up all of Lanka, except for the house of Vibhishana and where Mother Sita was. Apart from those two places, the whole Lanka was burning. And finally, after doing all that, then Hanumanji comes to Mother Sita and takes her permission to leave. So now the kind of the roles in our analogy reverse. Hanumanji is the devotee, Mother Sita is the senior position. So before taking up any project, we take blessings of our seniors. So Hanumanji, before departing, he took permission of Mother Sita. Mother Sita gave him the Chudamani jewel, which is like a hair jewel, like you put here. You might have seen. So that is the Chudamani jewel. She gave him as the proof of to Lord Ram. And then he goes to the ocean to extinguish his fire, the tail, and goes back to Lord Sri Ram. And there he is greeted very, very wonderfully by Jambavant, Sugriv, and so many other friends. And he conveys the wonderful message of the finding of Mother Sita. And they all go and take this wonderful message of to Lord Ram of the finding of Mother Sita. So that is a great project that was accomplished by Hanumanji. The whole of Kishkindha Kand, there is one Kand, full Kand, dedicated to the finding of Mother Sita. It's not the longest Kand, it's or a chapter or a canto, but still where Lord Sri Ram meets Sampati and so many other things happen and are unable to find. Of course, the Lord knows everything, but still in his pastime, in his Leela, he is unable to find Mother Sita. And that feat which nobody could accomplish, Hanumanji accomplished. So like this, the topmost devotees of the Lord accomplish those feats which even sometimes the Lord cannot accomplish, or part of his Leela, just like our 6 Goswamis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says about Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam, that you fully understand my mind. So he is, he discovered all these, what is that line? H. Chay Gosai, Braja Koile Bas, Radha Krishna, Nitya Leela, Korilo Prakash. So they found all these places, whatever Lord Chaitanya wanted to do or quote unquote could not do or did not do, his topmost devotees do. So these super excellent feats are accomplished by the devotees for the pleasure of the Lord. And what do they get in return? So this is our final picture here. They get the protection of the Lord, the association of the Lord, that is the topmost achievement and pleasure for a devotee. Of course, the latter one is a cartoon or like a painting. There is no such, Srila Prabhupada may have seen Lord Krishna, but obviously he would never say that. But that is what the devotee gets in return. That is his only takeaway, or his only interest, is to get the blessings, the love, and the reciprocation of the Lord. So that, and then there is little more in the Sundarkand. The Valmiki Ramayana Sundarkand kind of ends at this point. The Ramcharitmanas goes on. Ramcharitmanas is very much more in the bhakti mood. And then it goes on to describe the glories of Hanumanji and how all the other army of Sugriva's army, how they are glorifying Hanumanji and how they are now full of, after Hanumanji has performed this wonderful feat of finding Mother Sita, now they are full of utsaha, they are full of enthusiasm, and they are strategizing, we'll do this and this is how we'll attack and this is what we will do. And now they are all in this planning, organizing, full of enthusiasm. The mood has completely changed. First the mood was, what are we even doing? We don't even have a direction. Sugriva had divided his army into 4 and sent one to the north, one to east, one to west, one to south. And they didn't even have a proper direction. Where is Mother Sita? And that whole mood has completely changed to, okay, now they are looking forward to something. And all of that happened only because of Hanumanji. So it was all Hanumanji's doing. So we will end here. श्री श्री राम नवमी महामहोत्सव की श्री राम लक्ष्मण सीता हनुमान की श्रील प्रभुपाद की Are there any comments, corrections or questions? Okay, thank you so much for your very, very kind attention, for your time, and for giving me this opportunity to share some Ram Katha with all of you. And let us now engage in very nice Kirtan and Shravan of the Lord. And once again, I'm so happy to see this nice decoration, especially that arrow is very, very captivating in the hands of Shri Shri Sachinandan. So thank you to the devotees who did that. Srila Prabhupada ki. Huh? Oh, there's a bow as well? Oh, I didn't notice the bow. Okay, nice. All right. Hare Krishna.
Recording stopped.